Fam, what is up? Squad's favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies, Cess, and I'm here with Coach Ro. Y'all know what it is. Cess Talk Sports presents now. Joining the conversation. Slightly shortened edition. Life is always life, but we got it. We got to keep content coming out. Coach, what's good? How you doing today?
Good, just busy. The season is winding down, exciting as we anticipated. So, it's a lot to look forward to. Lots of big games. What tomorrow?
No, big game's coming up tonight. Talk to me about Liberty Storm thoughts.
I think that the Storm, this is a bigger test for them because the Storm are trying to. Is this kind of an oxymoron? But I think they're trying to show like, look, we have an opportunity to make some noise in the playoffs. I called this at the beginning of the season. I said that they were one of my dark horse teams. I like the Storms. Everybody knows that. The New York Liberty have hit their stride as far as like playing the type of basketball to win a championship. As I stated from the beginning, it's championship or bust for the New York Liberty. But I see the Storm figuring a few things out. One thing that they can never resolve, I'm going to pay close attention tonight to how they deal with the size, because that's one of the common barriers that Seattle Storm faces right now. And I think they know that they need to come up with a set plan on how to deal with teams that are bigger than them. They've tried a couple of ways. I think that they have to just flat out go small and try to just outscore the other team. They had a couple games. I want one that comes to mind as I called you live when it happened. It was a very long day, but I was very disappointed when they lost to the Dream. That was the game where, again, that was clearly a game they lost because of the size, even down to literally the last shot, which was because of size. So I'm going to look closely tonight at how that I want to see that battle down there with JJ and good grief. My mind is going blank. But the battle down low is Ezzy and JJ. I'm looking at that battle. It's almost like Seattle when they run a healthy amount of plays for Ezzy, they have a more balanced game. But I get the dilemma. If you do that, you take away from the superpower of having three people that can create their own shot. So tonight is a game I think that, and again, let me just say this: it breaks my heart to say, but I have New York winning this game. As a matter of fact, I have New York winning this game by double digits. But I'm looking at how Seattle matches up with the size. I know I've seen a couple articles where it's almost like, would this New York Liberty care at this point? Absolutely they do. Absolutely, because they have Connecticut on their heels. They have Minnesota on their heels. They want to finish with that number one seed. And they want to, have that home court throughout the playoffs. So I think they're going to play. Nobody's going to sit down like that. And I look for a real good competitive game. But again, in the standings right now, Seattle, they still had the most to play for. I know it's one position, but hey, they would love to have the fourth position over the fifth position because, again, it's one more home game over the Aces, who play tonight also. So it's gonna be, it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to that game. It's gonna be a good competitive game.
You got a score on it?
I'll go 81-70 Liberty. 81-70 Liberty. Seattle wants to get up and down the floor. They would love to get this game in triple digits or close to it. But I think that New York has these spurts where they really lock down on defense. And I think there's going to be a low-scoring quarter for Seattle. Probably the second quarter is what I've been seeing. I think they're going to ratchet it up in the second quarter. I look for Seattle to get down kind of big and make a run mid-third, fourth, as they typically do in a lot of these games with the better competitive teams. So, yeah, I'm looking at them to win it by at least 11 points.
So, Coach, how is Gabby working or not working out for the Storm?
I think Gabby right now is a utility player. They figured some things out the other day when I was watching them. She was in the clutch, and I want to say she had 6 points, but 4 of those points were big points. She went coast to coast and kind of solidified the lead and then hit 2 big free throws down the stretch. I think that right now they figured out that, unfortunately, Horston's minutes or Ezzy's minutes. I saw a spurt where I think Ezzy was on the bench, and it was, I want to say it was Horston, Gabby, NECA, Skylar, and I forgot who else was out there. Maybe a shooter or Jewel. Yeah, a shooter maybe. But I think they have to make a choice. Is Gabby going to be in the game during clutch, or is she going to get starters minutes? I don't know if it's really an advantage for her to get starters minutes because I don't want to give up on Horston. Okay, I know I gave Horston a hard time the other day. I was just upset because I thought that was, again, a game that they should have won, and they ended up losing. And you look at the stat line, and Horston has like 4 or 3 points. But I think that Gabby's working out better than they thought she would this fast in a rotation. But I think you have to find a spot for her in the clutch because of her experience. And one thing I like about it says something about Gabby. She's kind of fearless. You know, it was a couple times she went for the little runners in the lane. I'm like, no. But I had to say on the other side of that, hey, kudos to you for taking the shot. You know, I mean, I'd rather you take the shot than pass it up and say, why didn't you, take the open look? So, I mean, she attacks the paint. I think she adds a little bit of chemistry to that closeout unit because she will drive. You know, she's not always just a spot up. Matter of fact, her spot up, I mean, her shot is kind of like maybe one of her weak spots. If I had to call out like one immediate, will be her outside consistent shooting. But she'll go to the rim, and that's what I like about her. So I think right now she's working out. I think right now Seattle's looking like, man, I wish we had done this earlier in the season because it's a crash course right now for her to get acclimated right before the playoffs. But hey, I think she's working out right now. I think she's working out pretty well.
Okay. So here's my thing. I feel like Gabby. I said at the beginning of when they said that Gabby was coming, that Gabby was fool's gold. I felt like anybody that felt like Gabby was going to come and be the Gabby that everybody went crazy for in the gold medal game in the WNBA, the goals were a little lofty there. I feel like we knew Gabby. I feel like the WNBA was like, hey, you all are just meeting Gabby. We had been sending Gabby some checks before, so we were really clear about what Gabby could do, who Gabby was. Gabby, I think, can be an important piece for them moving forward, right? Like I see Gabby being a piece that could work with like a Horston and a Jewel and an Ezzy, right, and being like a core and a Nika Mule that you put out there, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know that Gabby is the. So it was a good pickup. It was great. It was a great business decision for Seattle to bring Gabby in right now, because in the offseason, people would have been pushing to try to get Gabby if Gabby wasn't back in the league right now, right? So great pickup for what you're going to do. I don't know that Gabby does anything for Seattle right now. They've been the clunkies all season. They've been clunky for me here and there. Sometimes you, sometimes me. I putting Jordan Horston into the starting lineup and then bringing Gabby in and having that happen may have taken a little confidence there. I'm interested to watch how that plays out. I don't know that I would have moved off Horston that quickly after putting them in that starting position. And then I'm also feeling like we're not clear about the identity of the team. At the beginning of the season, anybody would have said Seattle Storm, that's Jewel Lloyd's team. Brianna Stewart is gone. Sue Bird isn't there. This is Jewel Lloyd's team. And then you have Skylar Diggins-Smith come in and have what I thought was a better season than I really expected for Skylar to have. Shout out to Skylar because Skylar came in and fit into Seattle better than I thought they would. There's no, and I don't know if, there's no public drama there. And it could have been some public, it could have been some not necessarily drama, but if you come to Jesus meetings, if you will, it could have had to have some meetings about whose team it is, who's doing what. I feel like they should have had at least one, because I think that's part of their problem is like, so who closes this? And I feel like people are being extra careful not to look like they're trying to take over, and that's keeping them from maybe winning 3 or 4 more games that they could have won this season. But it hasn't kept them out of the playoffs. But I think it will keep them from really competing to try to win the championship this season. Then they have to think about who comes back next season. But with NECA and Skylar and Jewel, got to figure out something there. You got to start bench cuts.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. And I think Gabby may be auditioning for another team next season. Like you said, this was an experiment. I mean, I think she literally was brought in to say, hey, we're going to make our run. We're going to make our run in the playoffs. She had 11-6-5 the other day against a very good UConn team. Again, to me, that came from experience. Experience kicked in when she came in and played those minutes. But, I mean, I don't know. I would have to look at her deal full on. I got to look at the deal to see what it is. Was it just for this season? I think it's just for this season. I have to look at it and see.
But then you get the opportunity to try to re-sign and then protect them also in the in the expansion draft. So get an opportunity to try to work some things out.
Yeah.
To try to keep them in Seattle.
Yep. Yeah. And I remember we had this conversation before. I said I would protect Horston. Yeah, I don't know if they would.
No, you didn't. I
thought I said Horston was one of the people that would protect.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. We're gonna go back to the tape. We're gonna go back to the video on that one because I was like, Coach, not Horston. And he was like, no. Fuck what? You don't remember that? You are trolling right. You are trolling right now. Ain't you?
I remember the conversation. No. If that's what I said, yeah. Because I remember
your reaction was like, no, Horston. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I'm not even a Seattle. I'm not even a Storm fan, and I would protect Horston. You was like, no, not Horston. I forget who your pick were, but I'll go back and look. But you was like,
I think I said McGregor, Williams, NECA, Lloyd, and Skylar. I think that's what I said. Because I kept mispronouncing her name when I said Mac Becker.
Oh, Ezzy.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, no, Horston is definitely one.
Horston was the one I said, yeah, you're right. Horston, I was like, nope, don't protect her. And clearly Seattle feels that way, in my opinion.
Well, we're gonna find out now. We're definitely gonna find out. We're gonna find out because somebody's gonna be left unprotected. Somebody would definitely be left unprotected. And so
absolutely.
As you get ready going to tonight's game, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Should Breanna Stewart be a part of the MVP conversation?
Okay, this is gonna sound biased because I'm gonna say yes because I said from the beginning of the season, I saw what Breanna Stewart was doing. Breanna Stewart's like, look, I'm going to play a certain way for us to win a championship. I think those of us that are very familiar with B. Stu, we know that she could go out and put up more than 25 points every game if that was her focus. I'm seeing a Breanna Stewart that's focused, and I'm not saying she hasn't been before, so please, when you watch the replay, don't say, oh, what are you talking about, Coach? No, I'm talking about this is my perspective on how she's been playing. I'm looking at a Breanna Stewart that's driven to say, I want to win a championship. This is the B student I'm seeing right now. Like, well, no, let me reword that. I want to lead a team to a championship because she's playing stat stuffer. I love to call it stat stuffer. I've seen games where it's like, okay, you need somebody to rebound. Okay, I'm gonna be the rebounder. You need somebody to be the score a lot of points to win this game. Okay, I can do that too. Whatever you need me to do, I'm gonna do. I mean, right now, says she's averaging 20.5 points, and I'm gonna say she's kind of averaging that in her sleep. To be perfectly honest with you, 20.5 points, 8.7 rebounds, 3.9 assists. I mean.
The one thing I know about Breanna Stewart, when Breanna Stewart walks on the court, 14 points walk with her.
Yeah.
14 points hit the court with B. Stu when B. Stu hits the court.
Right.
Period. I have to say that. Like,
Okay, and then here's what I look at. Okay, I think the only player that can really say that's in a similar situation and getting more buckets is Asia. As far as like the team that's on the floor sharing the ball and still getting those types of numbers. I mean, she got I Am That's Cool and she got JJ on her team.
Nafisa Collier. And the only reason I say Nafisa is because Nafisa is averaging her numbers with usually 3 or 4 other people getting double digits on the team.
Okay.
So I would say Collier.
So
here go ahead.
You know, because I was you're right. I was just looking at the top 5 in points right now. You got Asia, of course, Gumawale. Right behind her, Clea Copper. Then you got B. Stu, and then Jewel Lloyd. And again, let me add a name to that. Now, again, it's gonna sound biased. It's 2 of my teams. Asia, B. Stu, and Jewel Lloyd, to me, have something in common. They have to share the ball with other players that are more than capable of scoring on that team, but yet they're still putting up those numbers. And Asia's putting up 27.
Absolutely.
I mean, really?
Asia's something different.
I mean, you talking
about white tee Asia is scary hours.
Yeah,
that's scary hours Asia.
You're talking about of those 3 players. I mean, let's be honest. Asia could come out here and say, "I want to average 35 points this season," and do that. She could average 35 points a game if she wanted to. I hope everybody realizes that. I won't go that far with B. Stu. I think B. Stu could average 25 points if she wanted to, and then followed by Jewel Lloyd. I think Jewel Lloyd could average right around 25 if they really, really wanted to like play, you know, I got the ball in my hand, dominant. Okay, I'm gonna focus on scoring. I'm gonna be the leading scorer. I think they could do that. But
Brianna Stewart is a matchup problem anytime she wants to. So here's the thing: B. Stu is a matchup problem. Stewie's a matchup problem anytime she decides to be. Like matchup, like Kevin Durant type matchup problem.
Yep.
Because what are you gonna do with me? Because I'm kind of in this 3-stretch-4 role, but I'll go around you. My handles get me to the basket. I finish through contact. I can shoot the long ball. Like, and then the height is a problem. The height, and then she got extra long arms. So, and then Stewie's just a hooper. Stewie's a hooper. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that I think people don't know is, and I went on camera a couple times. I don't know if I said it on camera with you. So here's my thing with the finals. I'm an Aces fan, so I'm going for the Aces. If the Aces don't win, I want the Sky to win. If it's not the Aces or the Sky, then I want the Liberty to win. And the reason I want the Liberty to win is because it gives Brianna Stewart an opportunity to win one for the crib. And I don't think that people are really focused on the fact that, like, Stewie's at home. Like, to be able to, like, Stewie's won everywhere. So to be able to do everything, you know, she's, you know, enshrined, Hall of Famer in stores, did her thing in Seattle. But to come, you know, from I think Stewie Syracuse, to come to be at the crib and to deliver one when nobody else was to deliver one. Let's think about who's been through there. Witherspoon, Hammond, who else, you know, plethora of great talent went through the New York Liberty. Nobody could bring one there. Stewie does it. Stewie could walk off into the sunset. You remember the and one? I think it was and one. Walk away with the rim in his hand. Yeah. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? Big ball player on the basketball. Walk away with the rim, just dragging the rim.
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
That was either Escalade or Half Man, Half Amazing. One of them used to do that.
Listen, four championships in college, 4 MVPs. See what she did in Seattle, to come win one in New York, and then to now own a league.
Right.
Legendary.
Well, and here's the thing. What I like about, and I'm gonna still put them in the same class, Asia and B. Stu, is they're not relying on anyone to get buckets. Let me say that again. They're not reliant on anybody to get them a bucket. They don't have to have somebody with high assist or whatever it is. They can both get the ball at the top of the key and pick the spaces where they want to shoot or play. They can take it coast to coast and score. So it's like, you know, you don't have to look at somebody else's stat line and say, oh, that's why they didn't do that well. That's why I'm like, I'm tougher on B. Stu, because I could tell. Remember, Seth, I said at the beginning of the season, I said B. Stu is playing to win a championship. I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but I saw it from game one. I said she wants to lead New York to a championship, and that's why it's championship. But so absolutely, to answer your original question, yes, B. Stu is in the MVP conversation, in my personal opinion. Yes. Right behind Asia. Right there. She right there.
What are your hopes for the rest of the season? You didn't win the most wins. You didn't get the most wins record done. How do you want to finish out the rest of this regular season
for the Liberty?
Yeah, for the Liberty.
Okay. Let me just look at something real quick. I want the Liberty to, let's see. Just looking at some games here. So I want the Liberty to, I don't have that many left. I want the Liberty in these next 6 games. I want them to have a balanced attack and win. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 5 out of this next 7 games. They might take their foot off the gas after they play Minnesota, because then, respectfully, they play Washington and they play the Dream. They might take their foot off the gas after the Minnesota game, because the Minnesota game is like, hey, look, we may see you all in the finals. Let me remind you of where we are. But what I want to see is, I want to see JJ, as I keep saying all season, with the mid-teen double-double, 15, 16 points, nothing less than 10 rebounds. I want to see I Am That's Cool taking less than 10 threes and being an effective point guard, meaning I want you to do a little more pass first, I Am That's Cool. I'm sorry. You're a good player, but you have to stop trying to prove that you're the best guard in the league. Because, one, I don't think you're the best guard in the league, even though I like you on my team. But I think you need to be a good floor general and make people pay when they sag off of you. Stop forcing so many shots. And I want to see that. I want to see that consistent team defense. That I want to see it stand up. I'm tired of seeing the Liberty with double-digit leads in the middle of the third quarter. You look up and it's 2 baskets down in the fourth quarter, and now it's like you can't play that type of ball, going into the playoffs. So that's what I want to see. I want to see a more disciplined, focused, championship-style type of ball. I'll take you back to the Aces of last year. The Aces of last year was showing you, even towards the end of the season, this is how we're going to play throughout the rest of the playoffs, and that's what they did. That's what I want to see the Liberty do. And again, it's championship or bust. I think they're disappointed they didn't get the record, but right now it's like, hey, let's win this championship. That's what I want to see.
Do you want to see the Liberty and the Storm in the finals?
Yes, I do. I think that would be a great final.
Why?
Because it's still a style clash. You have the bigger defensive-minded team versus the smaller offensive-minded team. It's a style clash. I like the matchup. I like the if it's a long series, if it goes to 5 games, I would definitely pick the Liberty. I think the chance that the Storm will have is to jump on them quick and end it in 4 or less, which would mean they would have to win 3 straight games. But if you paid attention this season, the Liberty struggle with 2 things. One, if there's a brute on the other team, and not a brute, not disrespectfully, a brute meaning somebody down low that's not playing with JJ, and I don't care. And they struggle with small ball. They struggle with that because when their guards are left wide open, when they're doubling Stewie, when they're like, and I Am That's Cool has size on her, that supporting cast is not it on hitting those open shots. and small ball is not their friend. So I would love to see them play in the finals. I think that would be a very entertaining, and I would want to see it go 5. And again, in 5, I got the Liberty, but I mean, Liberty could surprise everybody and beat them 3-1. I don't know. They might. Storm might get one, but if it went all the way, I think the Liberty would get them 3-2.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I would love to see that though, and I switch up my hat every game too.
Who's the star of the show tonight?
Star of the show for the Liberty.
For the game. Who's the star of the show?
The star of the show tonight is going to be Skylar Diggins.
Okay.
Skylar Diggins is going to. If I need to look at the other game before, I think she owes. Let me see. Let me make sure if I'm right. Let me check the old box score. I think she owes I Am That School one. Well, no, she got her last game. She gave her 26 last game. She gave her 26. So I'm going to go with NECA. Let me switch that up. NECA had 15 last time. 15, 8, and 3. I think NECA's going to have 20 or more points tonight. 20 or more.
Okay.
Yeah. B Stu had 32, and I don't think NECA took that too kindly because most of the time NECA ended up like on B Stu. I think she remembered that. She probably watched that tape like, yeah, I owe you one. Yeah, B Stu gave her 32. I Am That School gave him 25. I mean, that was the game. They was lighting Seattle up that game. So they almost hit 100, almost hit a century that game. So
okay.
Yeah. John Cole only has 6.
You're so funny. You heard it here first, Coach. I like it. It's spicy. We're gonna see. We live for the game. If you're available, pull up, pop on the chat. We'll be live. Jump in the combo. Are you hitting your couch facts?
So look, okay. So do I need to hit if I pop on here tonight? Should I come on with all the bling or a little bit of the bling? What should I do, Cess? I'm asking your opinion. Style.
You might as well just bring it all out. Why not?
Put on every one?
Yeah, put them all on.
The chat gonna jump on. The chat gonna jump on me bad if I do that. They gonna jump on me bad. They gonna jump on me bad.
Bring. We here for the jury though. Bring them. Bring the jury. Bring the jury.
And I talk in subtitles, so I'm gonna say this. Remember this conversation. Only clue I'm giving you.
All right. Remember this conversation. And with that, y'all, it's your favorite auntie with Uncle Tennessee Cess and Coach Ro. We finna get out of here. Now joining the conversation. We'll see you next week.